Hello guys, today I'm going to be hydro dipping an apple. First thing you need to do is you need to make sure your spray paint is shaken. Okay, so next you need to grab either primer, nail polish remover, or rubbing alcohol. I'm using rubbing alcohol to use it on the surface that you're hydro dipping to make sure the hydro dipping stays on easier. Other cases, you could use tape to tape off parts that you do not want to get hydro dipped so they can stay the same color originally. Now, I'm going to start using the spray paint. Usually when you're hydro dipping, you want to do one color and the other color to make a little bit of an abstract art. Now that I've used some of the spray paint inside the canister, now I'm going to make sure that if you're doing a bigger thing that you're hydro dipping, to probably use gloves so you don't get dirty, but today I'm not going to. So you gotta dip it in. And take it out. Then you need to let it out to dry for a good amount of time. That's just 24 hours. That's just an example of one thing that you can do for hydro dipping. Stop the video. Okay, so my interview questions were, what are the best supplies to use for spray paint? My interviewer's answer was Rust-Oleum spray paint and primer. My second question was, do you recommend using primer or rubbing alcohol? My interviewer said whatever is easier to find. Question 3 is the X-Acto knife worth buying to cut off the unneeded tape? He says, yes, it is worth it. Question 4 is, do you recommend using tape to make sure stuff doesn't get hydro dipped? His answer was yes, if you need to. Question 5 was, does it matter if you leave the spray paint in the water too long? He said yes, the hydro dipping won't stick. Question 6 was, does it work better to have your hydro dipping product to be white? He says it does work better, but it is not recommended. Do you need a waterproof spray for hydro dipping? He said no. If you're using a certain texture that you want to, you are allowed to, and it could help out. So, I didn't just hydro dip that apple. I've also hydro dipped an AirPods case, which I did a couple days ago. As you can see, I grabbed it by this and put it in there. Dipped it in. Then I did the same thing for this part, the top. Also, I hydro dipped a phone case. What I did was I taped off this part. I also taped off all the parts inside and made tape come out so I could grab it. And then finally, my shoes, which I also hydro dipped. This is when I used the tape the most. I had the tape off, I took off my shoelaces, I taped off the tongue, I taped off the edge, and I taped off over here so no water could get in. I also taped off the edges down here and the bottom to make sure they didn't get, I want them to stay white. So those are the things that I hydro dipped. Usually you can use primer spray before you hydro dip to make sure the spray stays on, or you could use rubbing alcohol and nail polish remover. If you want to use tape to tape off anything you want to, you can do that as well. And after, if you want to, this is just an extra precaution. You can get waterproof spray and spray that on after. Make sure it's clear, because then it could ruin what you did. Thank you for watching.